Hey guys, it's Chey. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and if you're not, hey boo. So before we get into today's video, I wanted to say a huge thank you to you guys. We have hit 1,000 subscribers here on the channel, and y'all, thank you so much for riding with your girl. It has been a journey, and honestly, I am in shock that there are 1,000 of you guys that watch my content and that enjoy, you know, me. And thank you for being here with me on this journey, watching me grow, because I'm not gonna lie, okay, some of the videos before have been a little cringe, a little just, you could tell like I was very shy. I'm a lot more comfortable, and I'm excited to like sit down and talk to you guys. I feel like I'm talking to my friends about all these makeup items that I love. I've always been a beauty lover, and that will never change, but I never thought that I would be here. Like, there's so many people on YouTube, so for you guys to find me and subscribe to my channel, it really means a lot. And make sure you're following my socials because I will be doing a giveaway soon. So let me know what you guys are wanting for a giveaway. I was thinking about doing a gift card, so just let me know if you guys like that or not. For today's video, I created this beautiful flawless look using drugstore products. Okay, now honestly, I was not checking for the drugstore products at all. I will give all credit to Miss Shelby Ann Bell. Okay, Miss Shelby Ann is the one that got me back into loving drugstore makeup. I feel like being a brown skin girl and having oily skin, it is extremely hard for me to find products that, one, work for my skin tone, and two, work for my skin type. So usually everything is super glowy and it just is not hitting. Okay, the drugstore was not hitting. So I tried out a few newer products that are new on the market, like the NYX Make 'em Wonder foundation. I will say I do have a lot of NYX products. Y'all, NYX is doing their thing, okay, because the face speaks for itself. So if you guys want to see the tutorial, and if you guys like it here, if you like my vibe, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And without any further ado, we're gonna get into this tutorial using all drugstore products.
Hey guys, so I'm coming to you guys extra crusty today, and that's because we're gonna do some skin prep today. First, we're gonna take this e.l.f. Glow Reviver Melting Lip Balm in Cotton Candy and apply it on the lips. I love it. So now we're gonna go into these e.l.f. Thirst Burst drops. This is like a serum, so I'm just applying that to the face because we want to make sure the skin is nice and hydrated before applying makeup. So I took a little inspiration from Miss Shelby Ann. So yes, next we're getting into some eye cream because y'all, your girl has sleep apnea and I have not been sleeping the best, so an eye cream for me is a must. Okay, and then for my moisturizer, I'm taking the Black Girl sunscreen with SPF 30, and y'all, I low-key, high-key went a little overboard with the SPF, but you know, we want the skin to be nice and protected, and as you can see, it is giving you that nice glow to the skin, and it is clear. So if you were worried about anything leaving a white cast, this product does not do that. And because I was feeling a little extra glowy, we're gonna go into this L'Oreal LUMI GLOTION and just add a little bit more glow, which I low-key should have stopped there. So now we're getting into the brows. So I'm brushing up these brows, and I'm just taking my Morphe micro brow pencil and filling in the brows. I've been using this brow pencil since it was like $5, and now I believe it's like $11. So I've been using this for literally years, and today I went for more of an arched shape for the brows. Then to clean up the brows, I'm taking this e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is in the shade Tan, Neutral Tan, and I love this color to just like do a soft highlight. And as you can see, the brows are getting nice and snatched, and I love the arch. For primer, we're going to get into this Milani No Pore Zone primer. And honestly, when it comes to the drugstore, I have yet to find a good mattifying primer from the drugstore, but this did mattify a little bit. It was looking promising, but I don't trust it. So I am going to set the primer with the NYX Wonder Snatch loose powder. This is a new powder to me, and of course I was so focused on making sure the skin was matte, I forgot to color correct. So I'm going into the e.l.f. Soft Glam color corrector in dark pink and just applying that underneath the eyes and around the mouth and blending. And surprisingly, this still blended out really good, despite even with setting the face with powder, there was no grabbing or anything like that. So the skin is looking pretty good, and now we're gonna do some cream bronzing underneath the foundation. And y'all, I absolutely love this lifter stick from Maybelline, and as you can see, it just glides on the face. I'm sorry, when it comes to a cream contour, give it to me in a stick. It's super easy, it blends out so beautifully, and the color, I look like I've been kissed by the sun, and it's also buildable, so it's very beginner friendly. And now that the cream bronzer is nice and blended, we're going to go ahead and get into the NYX Makeup Wonder foundation. I picked up the shade Sienna, and it looks like a pretty good match, but I'm just going to add a little bit of blue pigment just to make sure I am not looking orange. And look at that match. It looks absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just going to first use my finger and dot it all over the face. And then we're going to take this Morphe Lifeproof spray and spray the face just to make sure everything blends nicely, because this Makeup Wonder foundation is a matte foundation, but as you can see, it gives second skin. Look at how everything is literally melting into the skin. For concealer, I'm taking the L'Oreal Infallible Concealer, and y'all, I love this concealer. Now, this shade is a little light, as you can see, but when you blend it out, it's not as light as it looks, okay? I personally love the L'Oreal Infallible line, and I love that it's full coverage. It's not super matte. It just looks flawless. As you can see, a little bit goes a long way. So I am going to apply this on the lid as like my base for eyeshadow. But as you can see, it is blending great. So it gives you a soft, bright under eye, but y'all know I love me a extra bright under eye. So I'm just making sure everything is blended, and then we're going into a lighter shade with that L'Oreal concealer, and we're letting that dry down. For blush, we're taking After Party, because I had a few of these cheek thrill blushes that I just wanted to get through. So this was the third one, and this was before they came out with the extra shades. So I feel like I'm behind with this video. So as you can see, the cream is very soft, but it is very pretty. So I'm just building her up, and then we're going to go ahead and blend out that concealer. And you guys, look at how bright this concealer, okay? I have never been scared of a bright under eye, and y'all, I should be, okay? So now I'm just taking the beauty blender to just blend the edges even more, because I'm not about to be out here looking crazy. Like, I want the brightness, but I want to make sure that everything is blended and diffused. Then I'm setting the face with the Makeup Wonder powder from NYX, and it is an apricot shade, so it does kind of help tone down the brightness so it's not super bright. And we're going to be taking the NYX Buttermelt Bronzer, y'all. This was my first time trying it, okay? And it does smell pretty good. I was actually shocked. And I picked up the shade Dew Butter, and I was actually nervous about this because Other people have been using the NYX butter bronzers and they were very red. So I personally like a neutral bronzer, and this is still on the warm side, but it gives sun-kissed, and I think that it paired absolutely great with the Maybelline lifter stick, and it's buildable, it's soft, and I mean, the blend speaks for itself. So I'm actually going to use this as well to do my nose contour and to transition into my eyeshadow. So this is kind of like my everyday makeup look, and I know it's a lot because it still gives full glam, but I'm a full glam girl. So now that the bronzer's on, it is time to start working on the eyes. So I first am going in with this e.l.f. liquid liner, and y'all need this. And I'm just taking this Makeup Revolution and the Plastic Boy collab palette, and I'm just taking a dark brown and using that on the outer crease. I really wasn't trying to do too much eyeshadow today, so I just took the dark brown just to give me some depth to the eye, and then I do go in to the bronzer to just blend out the edges because that is what I'm using as my transition shade. And once that's nice and blended, we're going into the ColourPop That's Taupe palette, and I am taking the lightest shade right here, and we are adding that on to the lid. Y'all, I have been obsessed with like a warm crease and then a taupe on the eyelid. Like, look at that. It looks so gorgeous. And then I'm just taking that bronzer from NYX and just diffusing the edges so we have a nice gradient. Going back into that Morphe Cheek Thrills blush trio, we're going into the powder and setting that. And as you can see, this blush is really soft. It is very pretty. It gives soft and flirty. Then we're going to add a little bit more coverage to the face. This step really wasn't needed, but I took the Juvia's Place powder foundation and set the face, and now we are baking. Baking is a must for me, especially when using drugstore products, because honestly, the face can look flawless, but for me, it doesn't last as long as using my high-end products, I'm gonna say. So I'm just taking this LA Girl eyeliner, and then we're gonna run the bronzer underneath the lash line, and it gives just really soft and sexy. So I did go back into that darker brown as well to just add a little bit of depth, and then we're dusting off the powder. I did go into my drawer to get this next product, and I forgot to close the drawer, so I hope you guys don't mind. I'm taking this ColourPop face powder, and this is giving me that bright inner corner pop, and then we're just going to revive the skin using the Morphe Life Proof setting spray once again, and then we're gonna let her dry down, and I do press in some powder. But now we're gonna go ahead and finish the brows. I'm taking the NYX Lifter brow pen, and we are adding some brow hair strokes for some texture, and then we're taking this L'Oreal brow lamination gel. This was also a Shelby Ann recommendation, so I'm just using that to set the brows, and y'all, the brows were stuck. They did not move. Now we're on to lips, and I haven't used this lip liner in quite some time, so I'm just taking the Juvia's Place lip liner in the shade Brownie, and we are snatching up these lips. Now, I wish that this was more of a wooden pencil, but it is retractable, and they do have a sharpenable lip pencil. So I did take London from the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream, and then we're just adding a little bit more blush. And then we're gonna go and take the Milani Baked Blush in Ciao Bella, because I just felt like I wanted a little bit of added glow, and it gave me that added pigment that I was looking for. For highlight, I'm taking the NYX Buttermelt Highlighter, and this highlighter is my favorite drugstore highlighter, and you can see why. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and revive the face again, and then while that's drying down, we're taking the L'Oreal 3-second mist to really lock it in, and I am taking my powder puff and pressing everything in to try to just keep the face matte. This is what I normally do anyway with any setting spray. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my hair and we're gonna get into the thoughts.
And this is the final face using all drugstore products. Y'all, I am absolutely shook. The face looks beat down, okay? So I do have some thoughts on some of these newer products that I tried. So let's do a rapid kind of like first impression or just like my initial thoughts on these products. Starting with this Morphe Cheek Thrills Blush Trio. Honestly, she's cute. I thought she would be a little bit more pigmented. This is in the shade After Party, but this is a perfect everyday nude blush. I will say that this Milani Baked Blush in Ciao Bella really helped elevate the cheeks, give it a little bit more color, a little bit more life. I really do enjoy this as a blush combination, but honestly, nothing is touching my Cheek Thrills Blush Trio in Yacht Day, y'all. That blush trio is absolutely stunning, and I'm really excited for their new launch of bronzers and more blush trios. So I'm excited, but these were really cute. This was my first time trying out the NYX Buttermelt bronzer, and I picked up the shade Dew Butter, and as you can see, she is bronze and gorgeous without looking really red, because I will say a lot of the bronzers are red and I do not like a red tone bronzer on me. I'm really surprised at how this bronzer just blended into the skin, and I feel like everything just looks really good. I didn't have any issues blending. It literally just melted in the skin like butter. The NYX Buttermelt highlighter I'm absolutely obsessed with. So yeah, I feel like there are a lot of NYX products. I see you, NYX, coming out with all the good stuff. Speaking of NYX, this was my first time actually trying out the Wonder Snatch powder. I picked up the shade Apricot Attitude, and normally I would have picked up a yellow shade, but I'm really glad that I went with the apricot. I definitely want to try her out a little bit more to get my final thoughts, but initially she's not bad, okay? She's not bad. I also tried the NYX Makeup Wonder Soft Matte Foundation, and y'all, this is a beautiful, beautiful foundation. Honestly, I feel like I could have gotten away with using this without adding the blue pigment, but just to be on the safe side, I did add the blue pigment to it, and it looks like the perfect color match on me. This is gonna be a little rival for my Maybelline 30 Hour Wear Foundation. This is really good. I do like the applicator that it is a dropper. It does remind me of my Urban Decay foundation, but this one isn't as matte, I will say, but it is still beautiful on the skin. Now, I haven't done a wear test or anything on it. I will have like a wear test review in the description box. I do have somewhere to be today. I got errands to run, so this is gonna be the beat for the day. So we're gonna see how she holds up. So far, I really like her. I love the packaging. It's easy to travel, so yeah, she's real cute. This Morphe Life Proof setting spray is really beautiful to melt your powders. It is not going to extend the wear of your foundation, so do keep that in mind. But I also have oily skin, and I feel like this kind of gives like a glow. I feel like the black one is way more mattifying than this one, so it's crazy that this says life proof and it's definitely not. These powders are not new to me. As you can see, the ColourPop was something that used to be heavy in my rotation, and I brought the Juvia's Place powder foundation out because I just haven't used her in a while. There's no rhyme or reason. I just forget about my drugstore products, and she did her thing, okay? She did her thing. The eyeshadow was pretty simple and cute, so I'm not really gonna go over the eyeshadow too much, but ColourPop makes really good eyeshadows. Makeup Revolution, Morphe, those are like my go-to brands for eyeshadow. I really like how this look came out. I've been into more like cool tone neutral like taupey shades for the lid, and then like a warm crease. So that is what I did today, and I feel just like a baddie, okay? This Maybelline lifter stick has my absolute soul, okay? It is the perfect cream bronzer for me, and I love her down. She's definitely up there for favorite cream bronzers, and she's from the drugstore, okay? This Milani No Pore Zone primer is very new to me. This was my first time trying her actually, and it is one of those silicone smoothing primers. So I'm not really a fan of silicone primers like that, but we'll see how she wears. She did smooth and blur the skin, but I'm not sure how it's going to be as far as mattifying. Also, it didn't help that I used the L'Oreal LUMI Glotion, but you know, that's what I like to do for my base routine. I have been incorporating that with my foundation routine. So we'll see how the face lasts, but overall it looks really good. When it comes to the drugstore, I am not checking for any of their primers. Y'all, Miss Danessa Myricks and Patrick Star, their primers have me in a chokehold. We'll see how the makeup holds up as I run my errands throughout the day. It is pretty warm here in Texas. Today is 75 degrees and the high is gonna be 83, so it's gonna be pretty warm here in Texas. Normally for me, having oily skin, when it comes to drugstore based products, the makeup doesn't last, okay? Usually I'm oily by like hour 3, okay? And that is very early, especially for me to have just done my makeup. The lip combo I'm obsessed with, and it just goes to show, like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Like the NYX soft matte lip cream is a holy grail for some people, and I see why. And she has been collecting dust in my makeup collection. I definitely want to pull out more of my drugstore products, so I'm really glad that I did this video. Y'all, the drugstore got some heavy hitters, okay? And I will have the total cost of this face using all drugstore products posted on the screen. So this is how much it costs to do this full glam beat using drugstore products. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.